Boris Johnson's Brexit deal will hit British firms selling into Northern Ireland with a barrage of red tape and increased fees, government documents confirmed. Analysis of the 110-page withdrawal agreement bill published on Monday night established British firms will have to fill out at least 2 customs forms for goods traded west across the Irish Sea. This will lead to additional costs on goods moving from east to west, estimated at around £15 to £56 per customs declaration. Separately, firms will also face fees of at least £47 at border inspection posts when sending products of animal origin from Britain to Northern Ireland. In other developments, the government admitted the deal itself will cost £167 million a year. Other costs couldn't be worked out due to a lack of data, and a new public body will cost millions of pounds per year. The revelations were contained in a 69-page impact assessment of Boris Johnson's withdrawal agreement bill. It is likely to enrage the Prime Minister's DUP allies, who criticised the deal for creating a border in the Irish Sea. The report was published online hours after Northern Ireland Secretary Julian Smith boasted he was aiming for unfettered access between Belfast and Britain. He told MPs, on the issues of checks and forms, unfettered access is a key part of this protocol. Brexit Secretary Stephen Barclay admitted to a Commons committee. Exit summary declarations will be required in terms of NI to GB. The impact assessment confirms there will be additional costs for businesses exporting both from Britain to Northern Ireland and vice versa. It claims due to data limitations it was not possible to work out the exact cost of customs arrangements for goods moving in either direction. The document predicts the total cost of the bill to the country works out at £167 million a year. This figure does not include other costs to Brexit, such as the £39 billion divorce bill, or the end of the billions in annual payments to Brussels. The impact assessment says for east-west trade, historical customs costs have been estimated at £15 to £56 per declaration. It adds, goods moving from Great Britain to Northern Ireland will be required to complete both import declarations and entry summary (ENS) declarations because the UK will be applying the EU's customs code in Northern Ireland. This will result in additional administrative costs to businesses. It comes as Downing Street bragged the deal would put Northern Ireland in the customs union forever. The deal makes clear EU customs rules would apply to goods entering Northern Ireland that are deemed at risk of moving into the EU at a later date. Due to a commitment not to have checks on the 310-mile Irish border, checks would instead happen when goods enter Northern Ireland across the Irish Sea. The impact assessment also states there will also be extra costs for some products in order to comply with single market rules. Northern Ireland shares these rules with the EU for goods moving from Britain to Northern Ireland. The document says, there will be additional documentation required on all agri-food goods moving from Great Britain to Northern Ireland to ensure that they comply with the necessary regulations. It adds, there will be additional fees to cover document and physical inspections as well as export health certificates and other administrative checks prior to arrival at the border. Fees for products of animal origin inspections at the border inspection post will depend on the weight of the imported consignment, although minimum fees are set by the EU, with €55 the minimum for a consignment of any size. Jenny Chapman, Labour's shadow Brexit minister, said, this analysis exposes the real cost of the government's Brexit deal on British business. Firms are at risk of being burdened with extra costs and red tape because of the terrible deal negotiated by the Tories. The truth is Boris Johnson knows that the more time people have to read the small print of his deal, the more it will be exposed for the risks it represents to our economy.